In 2012, we were informed that our recreation center, better known as LISC, was going to be sold, and we were really alarmed by that. What we did was go to City Council and ask them to wait until the new officers after the election were brought on in order to take a vote. At that time, the mayor was Mr. Dave Bing, and we were pleading with him not to sell the property. As we investigated, we began to get the children involved, the residents in the neighborhood, and sharing with them that this is a wonderful asset in our community that we didn't want to lose. We also realized that we had a church there as well, which is Queen of Heaven, which has provided support to us as residents. As we looked in our neighborhood, as we began to do rallies in the streets, and also looked at a budget to try to raise the money to keep the community recreation center alive, we realized that we weren't able to raise that money. So at the time, the new mayor who came in, we asked him if we could meet with him. And we said to him that, to Mayor Duncan, Mayor, we know that we don't have the opportunity to raise this type of money, but we're willing to give it a try. We did give it a try. We raised a little over $1,000, but of course that wasn't enough. So we shared with the mayor a vision, and that we had done some work prior to him coming into office, that the state of Michigan had provided us with a grant for over $425,000. He was amazed. He wasn't aware. So we worked hard to get the mayor to find out from the state how we could still use that money and do the necessary improvements for LISC Center. As well as doing that, we also realized that there was someone seeking a recreation center to take over, and that was Mitch Elblum from S.A.Y, Detroit. And wow, what a wonderful opportunity for us to work together. As we looked around and began to talk to Mr. Mitch Elblum, he seems very sincere, and the mayor informed us that we didn't have this was not an opportunity to mess this up, because it might be our last chance. And fortunately, the marriage happened, and we still have our LISC Center. We've had great investment come into our community and to LISC as a result of Mitch Elblum taking on that space. They've improved the football field with funds from Matthew Stafford. We've improved our baseball diamond that was dedicated to one of our judges in our community, and even the basketball center has been improved. So all of the major sports are there for our children, but more importantly, our children are able to go to S.A.Y after school, and we have wonderful after school programs for our children. As we looked at the outside of the area, we realized that we had this wonderful opportunity to improve the blight that was in our community. We had this wonderful improved baseball field. We had this wonderful football field. But what about the neighborhood that was facing the center? And so that street is called Bliss Street. As I began to envision what could happen there to beautify the area and remove the blight from what we're calling our 8 special streets. And those streets are from Outer Drive to House Street, Van Dyke, and back to Outer Drive, which is Connor, on the east side of our boundaries. And so the Bliss Lane project began. I began by knocking on doors from Van Dyke all the way to Outer Drive, which is about 3.5 blocks, knocking on the doors of residents to get their approval for us to use their garages as a canvas to beautify the Bliss Lane project, which we're calling that project. That was our major blight activity. And so we began by partnering with S.A.Y Detroit. S.A.Y Detroit brought other resources to us as well. For the summer, they hired youth to come into the neighborhood to help with cleaning And so we allowed them to walk with us as well, to knock on doors, but they also began and were excited about being able to clean up the alleyways. Now our alleys are divided. Half of the alley belongs to the resident and half belongs to the city of Detroit. And LISC is still owned by the city of Detroit, so they assisted us as well. We also partnered with Black Family Development, who came on board with equipment, and they had a loaning process where we could borrow lawnmowers and we could use their other tools to clean up and cut back brush in the neighborhood. We also partnered with volunteers. We identified artists through a gentleman named Mike Love, who was the lead artist on the project, and he brought other artists along that envisioned what art could be put on those garage doors. We also had an opportunity to partner with Joel Osteen, who brought a group all the way in from Texas, and there were over 40 volunteers that came to participate in the cleanup day and also continued to help with finalizing the murals that were on the garage doors. We had a wonderful opportunity to engage with partnering, and we find that as we partner and we work together in collaboration with others, we can get so much done in our communities to improve the quality of life. We are excited about moving forward with this project in the future.